Alright, let's go. Gameplay reveals showcase for Marathon.
Back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of Marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team.
Wearing one of the
here,
shirts you can buy from their shop.
Lined up you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
See a dagger over there on the background.
Great, thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly, yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. Yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
Art director? It's got a really cool art style, right?
Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. Yeah. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Yeah, I think the art seems to be one of the
without a doubt, the most important
big features so far for me.
Today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz?
All right, so this is the guy that we blame when the gunplay doesn't work.
For anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
So there is like PvPvE.
Of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you.
Oh, that's the caterpillar from the trailer.
Marathon's back.
You could.
Sakaguchi Genetics.
I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now.
I don't know what the Run team is.
Out there.
This must be the people?
So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Cool.
We'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and sub out there and share the love. And
I don't know if I'm eligible for that.
You have dropped your sub here on Marathon the game. Worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But
I think it's the
again,
alpha
purpose
reveal,
of
or alpha
today's show
keys
is gameplay.
going to be dropping after the show.
I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
All right, this is looking nice. Shotgun confirmed.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Sick. There's a shield. Little fist punch. Yeah, they've taken this dial knob and like turned it way up on this one. Sick. Okay, that's gonna be the new trailer that it's gonna be sent out on, like, you're gonna be seeing this trailer everywhere. Oh! Oh! There was the reveal! September 23rd? Alright. Let's go.
First things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd.
It is 2025. Alright, let's go.
And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later.
Yeah, they'll do a
So
beta
make
later
you're
on, I'm
caught up with
sure.
all the details and you're ready to go.
They do a bunch of
Do yourself
betas
a
for
favor,
Destiny
head over to our
and
Discord at
stuff, so.
discord.gg/marathon the game. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already
That's
done yourself
awesome.
a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know? As first
Yeah, a
we
lot of
saw.
death. You're not wrong.
But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions.
Yeah.
The flip scope is in there. So
Yeah, there's some pretty cool
are gonna
weapons
do
in there.
more than just shoot. Obviously, it's a Bungie game. We gotta like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously, a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of like bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah. No, it shows. And, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic.
Yeah,
So
that
when
looks
I
really
started
cool.
at
It's like the
Bungie, I
art
was on
design's really
multiplayer
cool.
team, and I
am
a
happy that it's
competitive
not
person
like
in my
the
nature.
Valorant style,
I really enjoy PvP.
like one-shot
and
kill
so
kind of thing.
Having to
You
take
can actually
that
get into
in the
firefights,
marathon game and think about every
run
single
in,
angle of every design.
get a couple of shots off.
knowing
If you
that
get
there will be
ambushed,
other human beings
you have a chance to
in,
escape
around,
and
on
heal
the
up
other
again
side
and
of
get
it
back
has
out
just
in the
been
fight.
fascinating and really
That's
exhilarating
cool.
for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
That's a style that I'm going to
Excited
enjoy a
see,
lot better than.
And obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot.
I made a mistake and now I'm just dead.
Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so 4
we'll have
runners.
6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we
6
have
at launch.
Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing
Okay.
for positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now.
Okay, it's a pretty good,
else to choose from out the gate.
archetypes in there. That's
and
nice.
even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well.
Nice.
And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations.
So is there going to be a
that we imagine
tank
in
as
this
one of the
world.
other, the final 2?
And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as
Color's
tools
good.
for artists who are working on the project, and then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan. Then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new.
Interesting.
But also sort of looking back.
Yeah, the art design's going to look
study on how to hold
killer.
the spine, right? Is what you're looking at. Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got
September
anything that comes to
23rd,
mind,
let's go.
Please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more
Yay.
Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
gameplay overview. Let's go. Sniper. Escape will make me God.
Is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You
Got him.
are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat.
So we're not
Here
killing
you'll
people,
fight in a
we're
crew of
killing
up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest.
avatars.
You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats.
Okay.
To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map.
Wait, materials?
Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead.
Okay.
Your objective is
On
simple.
board.
Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs.
Bye.
Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
Okay.
Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight.
Okay.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge.
Yeah. Skill and strategy, two things I lack.
In crews with contextual pings, shared objectives,
You threw a
and
knife.
down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you
So you got
believe your
revives.
skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With
So you can
dynamic
do a solo
events,
run.
variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly.
Wait, so is that when
if
you
want to
abandon your
survive.
crew? Whoops.
Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective.
Time limit,
Looking
okay.
to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Run
Yeah,
support
the
for your
wrecker.
friends. Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where
Okay.
you and your friends will start
So there's a
to
lot-
unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4.
A lot coming at launch then.
Remember,
Ranked play at launch.
you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
Think they're gonna do this as an esport? They might.
All right.
I could see them pushing this as an esport.
It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, you know, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. You know, Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
you know, build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this
And it's
this
like
car,
nobody remembers
from,
it.
You know, from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and you know, like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So yeah.
And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool.
voice.
Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
he's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains on?
One that's not announced. Hi, Daisy. Come
I
here.
like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter
kind of the
a lot
recon,
of strategies that can
right?
occur, especially
Daisy.
the ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void
There she
out
is.
of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun. Mr.
Cool.
Witz, I think you and I share the same main.
Blackbird
I
seems
gotta
like
ask
the
as well,
one
who's
that
your-
I
who's
would
your go-to
go
runner?
for
Oh,
starters.
I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much,
You
too
don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. And so, like, yeah, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first trying to
Cat.
get a pick, you know, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew.
Daisy's
trying
gonna be a
to,
Marathon fan.
Trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone. And now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game.
Okay.
But it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like going, if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like
implants. I
and
see.
also
I
give
see.
you more agility.
I wonder if
so
those
you
things
can go
persist.
even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of
Perfect.
sketchy. Yeah.
Perfect.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
some stuff
no,
is
we have
probably
a lot
broken
to-
right
that's
now.
why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually,
Easy,
when we're
you're
talking
knocking
about
stuff
kind
off
of those
up
finer
there.
details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so,
building.
like,
What
the
is that-
runners
what
are
is
essentially
this
like a
gonna
base,
mean?
right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit
Like,
more
how
durable.
persistent are
You have
those through the
Cores
character?
are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these.
Is that
kind
per
of,
run, or
passives
is that
you can
gonna
play
be
around. At the highest rarity? They are specific to the runner.
Permanent
that you have,
or
the runner you're playing.
single item
and
use
what they do is
things?
they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump. Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments, Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too.
Right.
We have
Hi,
gold
Daisy.
mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the
So I'm
attachment
curious
level.
then
They're essentially
about
like
the persistence
exotics
of
in
these
our
sorts of
game, right? What
mods,
is the
these
exotic
cores.
version of this Magnum
Are
that
those
can
things
do
that will
wild
last
stuff?
forever?
So yeah, like really, it's the.
Are they
entire
run based? If I
package
die,
together
do I
is what
lose
the
my
crafting
cool
experience is
ultra
about.
rare mod
Super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question
Can
in
I
chat as
insure
well
them
from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce
so
it.
that I get
How many
them
players
later?
are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
18
There's
players?
going to be room for a lot of play styles.
Oh, wow.
To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void
Okay.
earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best
I
strategy.
Is
have
that
to give
6
away my
squads?
secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? If someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
If you know
Blackbird
me,
seems like my style of
I'd
play, honestly.
rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird.
Okay.
As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
It's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah,
All right, Blackbird confirmed
really
is my
great.
play
Yeah,
style.
exactly. Just
That's
stay
going to be
in
my
the middle
runner.
A little bit, yeah.
yeah. So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of playtesting here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay.
They're
It's
going,
just processing power.
going, like, the math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau City?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot.
loot,
Yeah, there's implants.
That's what we like to
there's
hear.
cores,
Ton of loot.
Equipment. There's
Consumables.
Grenades.
Consumables. Yeah.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the
We've heard
game
mines.
As well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks.
Yeah.
Attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
So is there going to be
a bunch
crafting
of stuff too
gear
that
for
we're-
ourselves?
Yeah, we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space
That
Bank?
actually is a good segue from,
Nice.
and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do
Ballin'
with the loot when
Hobo.
I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
It's actually a
there's
good question
a
too.
variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by a AI representative because you are a mercenary. You know, don't really have
So we're
allegiance to
basically filling
anyone. They are going
contracts
to pay
for
you
these
to do
factions.
these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool.
Oh, cool. So we don't have to actually
But then there's
extract to
also
get some of that
this
stuff
other meta
done.
layer
Great.
where as you're working
That
with
makes me
the
feel
different
better.
factions, they allow you to
That means we
upgrade
can
yourself over time, and so you can
chip
increase
away
your
at some of the
speed meter,
objectives.
You can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right? Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run or to upgrade yourself if you need anything.
Good.
From
So there's a way
space.
to.
So, yeah,
I lost all my good gear.
I
I can get it back.
I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot up.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's
This is
couple
a question
things
for
that
me.
we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game.
That's fine.
And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approach.
It's pretty a lot of balance stuff they got to work
That's how
out.
we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling the goal is that you can always clutch.
So there's some base kit if I crash and burn.
Kitted out in really high end gear because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my god, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators.
Oh my gosh,
as
I'm
well,
so late to the game,
to
man.
get some of their
Yikes.
feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about
let's
it.
see who members of the community are going to be in there.
A bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build.
We're going to know any of
Have
these?
a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Oh, Dr. Lupo.
Got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, we got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
I've had 40 creators and pressed to playtest the alpha with the entire dev team.
You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Cool. I don't know who all those players are.
Daddy up, let's go. Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Is there? Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah,
who's,
I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts? Yeah. You just want to grab that real quick? Yeah, we can do that. You want to get going?
Yep, medal.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Okay, there's... So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop
is. I got a mod earlier that like drastically reduced it.
Oops. Fall damage confirmed. Thank you, Dr. Lupo.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, still heading to field maintenance. Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he just stuff up.
I wonder where the experience goes to.
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
There's a green punk right there.
There's 6 underneath.
I hit here, I think.
Player.
Down one. I hit one, bridge killed, but I'm 1-2.
Exfil to complete. So they completed their objective.
Down. That's all of them.
They eliminated a runner.
Actually, you want to do the HPT? Over here. Red dot's like zero.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
Clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta. Yep.
Oops.
What?
That's a purple one.
Cool. This does look super intense, doesn't it?
Wait, the one that's at fire like 5 knees are lethal.
The grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty. What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics hit.
Oh, 15 minutes before signal loss, so that's how it ends.
I'm using that.
Yeah, I'm inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in. Big ones too.
Yeah, so you're definitely gonna have to communicate in this one, right? Or it's gonna work a lot better if you do.
They've got long shots in too. Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a Lux up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I just realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
That's annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me.
I'm at that.
Runner eliminated.
Yeah, I would say it's a
Oh,
self
yeah, there's a sniper.
Oh, freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him. Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff.
Alright, so there's a lot of res stuff going on, that's fun.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time, I reckon he's gone to res.
Oh, there he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we res. That's a good. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Yeah, right on me. This player. I mean, very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Dr. Lupo is really good.
Knocked one. Coming. Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like east, I think.
No, if they're close. I got no tags. Oh. There.
So you get experience just for looting containers.
Yeah, A1.
Yeah,
Is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside? Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
No, you said we're shooting something in there. They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group. I'm not
Got
gonna
him.
lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a god squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the god squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
Flawless run.
We got knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
Alright, some of these people I'm not following. It's interesting. Oh god.
Where did
Stab
I
that
just do
guy.
that thought? Whoa! I knifed one.
Yeah, Berkey likes to do like silly stuff.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Get killed by the commander.
Yep, something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him! It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't mess with those dudes, eh? So even the AI seems like it's pretty intense, right?
Yay! I don't want the
Yeah, they-
conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved.
So everything has a money value as well? Is that from when we sell it back to the factions?
That are on the map.
Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares.
One is broken.
Yeah, this is looking pretty intense. Oh, they're dead. They got smoked.
I knocked one. Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Prepare for increased hostile
Glitch
action.
is
So when you
moving,
kill
glitch is
something, they're
Behind, yeah, glitches behind you.
the more enemies come in.
White shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down, down.
Very good.
Runner elimination. So I'm guessing you get experience for revives as well. Ooh, look at all the stuff they got.
Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. There's a green on this
Purple shield. Who had that?
one. Me.
The big items, the big
Nice.
drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I could have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Cool.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
Just being sort of the
That's a good news for it's being oh, it's Jeff Keighley.
is inherently fun.
It's yeah, that's a pretty good review. They seem to be having fun. So that's pretty high praise for it to be like alpha when they're saying it's pretty balanced.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players.
Well, maybe that map is the one that they've really been focused on in development, so maybe that one seems pretty balanced, but some of the other ones...
But if you head over to our YouTube channel,
I wonder how many
there's a
maps there are going to
20-minute version
be.
of that. So youtube.com @marathonthegame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials.
Oh, they have the whole version of that, okay.
But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in,
they got some
players
good
in,
players
much earlier
in.
into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's
Yeah,
how we
of
learn.
course.
That's how we understand.
Give
what
me
needs
that
to
constructive
change, what needs to
feedback.
get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of well, there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. And, yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thanks.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, love it. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously.
Yeah, this game's going to lead to a lot of trash talking too.
As well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right? And seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right? For like the whole team. You get to see things.
Yeah,
that
the
you
ability to
designed
like pick it
for
up and
happen
play it is
in,
something that's
in
important.
real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this like it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume in the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh, yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, you know, even in addition to these creators, you know, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. You know, as someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys had a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome. With the Marathon Classic on Steam is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic.
That's right, they did the Marathon Classic on Steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, you know? Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things.
So these are the
so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like gonna be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms. And
so it is not a safe environment, not a safe planet.
Yeah, and the alphas.
But that's just one map. I would expect the different maps to have different combinations of
the
different.
Scariest unit, the Ghost Commander for sure.
The different types of
their ability is like
environmental things to deal with.
Active camo, and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot. And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right, it's like it may be over for you. But that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of
yeah, so the AI must be really good.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like,
cool.
Yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
You can't ignore them either.
Hi, Diami, thanks for the follow. I just noticing this on Kick.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't see that when it popped up over on my notifications.
You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner. So we're purposely trying to make it so that is you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in like in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a bunch of different
obviously it's
combinations,
so much fun to hear you guys
strats.
talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. You know, again with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players
April
finally get a chance,
23rd.
some of them to
Okay,
jump in.
so it's not happening
what are some of
immediately. The
stories
keys are going to go out
you're most
immediately,
excited to tell
but we don't
themselves?
have.
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are gonna.
We're not gonna
that
play
We're looking forward to seeing
immediately.
happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But
I wonder if it's going to be for
getting on
PC
the
or
planet,
console as well.
Like honestly,
It
just
might
trying to
actually only be
survive
PC.
amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, you know, when our trailer says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new.
So they're kind of embracing the challenge of it too, which is.
I'm curious,
good.
Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have
6 years working on a game that people haven't gotten to see it. Wild.
Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game, and sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now.
The Discord. I try to get into the Discord, and it's actually
I'm
like
just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah. Very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
You have to jump on that Discord real soon.
Everybody out there, like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together.
Yay, developers! They work really hard.
There's an immense amount of staff here that has been
The people
super gracious
who
and kind to come and
are working here
help us
now
out,
have
so
survived a
just wanna make
gauntlet
sure
too, because
all of you
Bungie has had a
helped
lot of
get everyone
layoffs
too, you're
and
doing an amazing job.
like people leaving over the past 6 months or something. Really downsized at Bungie.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end.
Yep,
but
we will,
again,
don't worry.
A huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bach. And thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person,
So we have a release date,
it's
September
your contributions
23rd,
that make Marathon possible.
2025, but we don't have
It's honestly
pricing.
humbling to be here
We don't
today.
have any information
And
about
again, of course, the crew here. Thank you
game
all so much
passes
for
or
all your
anything
hard
like that,
work.
which is good. So
It's
just
been
focus on the
incredible
gameplay
seeing
today.
this stage come up so much. Or
Showing
so
that
quickly,
video
rather.
of
So thank you so much. It's been a
the
gargantuan
alpha play
effort.
with
It's all
Dr.
thanks to
Lupo
your
and that
efforts.
squad. I think we get a much better
And
sense of what
most
this game
importantly,
is.
Again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited
There we
to build
go.
a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy.
The live action video.
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
All right, there we go. I think we have a better sense of what Marathon is. Seems like it could be fun.